Hi, it's Dr. Rebecca Cardona here with Fear Nothing Coaching. I was asked to think about the top 5 reasons why I love coaching, because there are so many reasons why I love coaching. And, to start off, is that I was made to do this work. And I know oftentimes we hear, if we do what we love, we don't really feel like it's work. And there were points in my life that I could not relate to that and did not believe that. But that is different now with coaching. I know, again, that with every bit of my being, I was made to do this work. So when I'm doing this work and I'm coaching with others, I am on fire. I am alive. I'm operating from the best parts of myself with my strengths and my gifts. And that comes out in the coaching relationship. And that also comes out in the goals and the outcomes that the clients experience and achieve when we work together. It feeds my soul. It feeds my passions. It feeds my gifts. And at the same time, it feeds others. And honestly, I don't think it can get any better than that. And hopefully you can see it and feel it on my face, because it is absolutely true and it's absolutely genuine and authentic. All right, so that's one. The second one, I'm a part of life altering change. When I'm coaching and when I'm working with the clients, some people come in with an idea of what they want different in their lives, growth, change, healing, whatever it may be. And others don't. Either way, it doesn't matter. The experience is that I get to be a part of life altering change. And that is exhilarating. And at the same time, it's humbling. And so when I was thinking about this and taking it in, what came to my mind is that, have you ever just kind of come across a beautiful, magnificent landscape, whether it's the mountains or the sunrise or it's the oceans, and you just sit there for a minute and you're taking in this spectacular view and this spectacular experience? Well, that's what it's like for me when I experience this life-altering change and this exhilarating change that clients get to experience as they enter into knowing that they were made for more and becoming what they were made to become in their life, whether that's personally or professionally or both. And so number 3 is that when others enter into the relationship, the coaching relationship with me, they're entering into it to change, to grow, to heal, to advance. And in that growing, healing, changing, advancing, clarity, whatever it may be, it's different for people, it's different for different people. What ends up happening is how they show up and impact others' lives, how they show up and impact and influence others' lives is very, very strong. And it's very, very evident. That could be impact and influence as a leader. That could be impact and influence with themselves, within their community, within their immediate family, within their, their significant relationships. And in that impact and that influence, so we're working together, and I know that through their desired changes, healing, and growth, their impact and influence is growing, and it's reaching out in ways that there is no way that I could do that on my own. I could never have the impact that the way it happens through my clients and through their change. And so I get to be a part of a greater good that is far beyond my reach as an individual. And that brings an amazing level of purpose and satisfaction to my life, because I know that other lives are being impacted and influenced at greater levels. And again, that lights me up. That's what I'm about. This life is not always easy. It's not always clear, but in ways that we can support and give to each other and make a difference in all that we do, how we were supposed to do. Again, it's like I'm doing exactly what I was meant to do and what I love. Number 4 reason why I love coaching so much is that my soul becomes connected to my client's soul. in a very, very professional way, but it's also a very personal way. And in that connection, we get to share in connecting to a source that's greater than both of ourselves. Now, for me, my source is Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit, but that's not always the sources of my clients. It may be the universe. It may be their loved ones that have passed on. It may be nature, and that's okay. And at the same time, we're connecting to the source that's greater than both of us, and that it's good. And then we begin to experience, and there's not always words for this, what it means when two paths were meant to cross, right? So I think we all have had those experiences in our life at one point in time. And there's really nothing to say except for this was just meant to be. This was meant to be, because we get to experience and see what that is like when it's just meant to be. And those paths or those circumstances, were brought to us for very, very specific reasons. So again, when we experience what it's meant to be when two paths cross, this is life-changing, right? It's absolutely life-changing. It's life-changing for the clients. It's life-changing for me. And neither one of us are never going to be the same. And that's not a bad thing, but again, in those crossings and in that connecting, those souls connection and connecting to the source that's greater than both of us and that's guiding both of us, we begin, to include myself, to show up in ways that we were made for and that we were intended for. So yeah, wow, powerful, very powerful for me and very powerful for the clients that I work with, in which this is right for them. This makes sense for them. Okay, number 5 of why I love coaching. We were made to connect. We were made to connect. And so when we connect, or when I connect with my clients, and again, it's a very personal, intimate, but professional connection, we come to an understanding that whatever's happening in their life, they're not alone. They are not alone. And that is tremendous, because when we live in that space, whether we're wanting to grow or change or challenge ourselves, or we don't know what our next steps are, when we live in that space that's in our head, it's like torture. It's like torture to our mind and to our body and to our being. So being able to connect to another person and connect in a way that is safe, that's personal, that is professional, that's non-biased, we relinquish of living in that torture of having to do it on our own and keeping it all in our head. And, and in that, in that relinquishment, of that silence, this beauty appears in which clients really come to understand. They know, they've always known. They just had to be able to have some guidance in putting it together. But so 2 things is in the connection and really having clients come to see and understand. They've always known, they know where to start, they know what to do, they know what they were meant for, but being able to have that space in which they can connect to that is, again, just, there's really no words for it. And, with that, they begin to understand and know what they need to make it happen with whatever direction that they're seeking in their life. So again, these are some very profound reasons why I love coaching and why I was made to do this work and will continue to do this work. So if in fact you can connect to some of these reasons why I love coaching, then maybe reach out. Maybe our paths were meant to cross and we were meant to experience this life journey together and offer something that is life transforming for each other.